Therafriend is a word for when you're a friend, but also kind of like a substitute therapist because your friends are treating you as one, or your friend, not friends, is treating you as one. So you're a therafriend, like a therapist friend. Also, I missed the cheer. Oh my god, how dare you? Under normal circumstances, I would say thank you, but in this case, how dare you? You youngins and your words. This is a change of pace. I'm usually called old. Oh shit, I forgot to add content. I'll add content warnings as I change the thing. It's fine. I'll do it. We'll do it live. Whoa. Oh, stop. Shit, I forget to. They have the thing, but I gotta step out of frame. Okay, so, hello. This is Knitbone, and what are you? Are you Zay? This is so did you just bone? Knitbone. Itbone. Knitbone. One. N. E. Okay. So, I really wanted to play this game because the pixel art is really cute. Though there is like I'll let the content warnings speak for themselves. Hang on. Content warning for jump scares. Awesome. Cult themes. Emotional manipulation, trauma, body horror. We're getting the whole package. Death, murder, language. Oh, I forgot. And blood. Yeah. So, this is a game about, I want to say Eden Cross, who suffers from chronic insomnia, feeling disconnected from your life. Oh yes, Eden Cross is us, the player. So, one day, an old college acquaintance, Ryohei, shows up pitching a miracle cure for your insomnia, an experimental therapy. That sounds suspiciously more like what he also calls it. Wait, that sounds suspiciously more like what he also calls it, ... a guided ritual. So, I think their tagline is, it's a psychological horror visual novel where the therapist is more traumatized than the patient. Yeah, so I wanted to play this because I like the art style and I like the pixel art, and also the setup of it being like at least I assume contained to one therapy session feels a lot like that one game, which is Therapy with Dr. Kruger, which I played a while ago. I don't remember the specifics of. Yeah. After one therapy session. Wow. So yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to mention. I hope I started scrolling comments and then immediately had to run back up because I was like, oh god, people putting spoilers in their thumbnail. Actually, I don't even know if there are spoilers. It's just like images that I didn't see in the screenshots, and I was like, oop. Okay. Whoa. Very pixel, though it is still Renpai. Yes. Let me just make sure everything is okay. I don't think There are voices. No, they just didn't take that thing off. Okay, we should be fine. Link? Sure, I'll link. Pin. There you go. If I get stuck somewhere because there are like puzzle quote mini games, I don't know if the comments will help me, but yeah. All right, I'll stop stalling. Knitbone. Wait, what is a knitbone? I think I should. It's a plant. Comfrey. They changed the name. It's illegal in the US. Ah, it's toxic. Okay. Understandable, judging from the games page, the screenshots, everything that's implied. Yeah, we're getting no. Where did it all go wrong? Right. I shouldn't have had insomnia in the first place. You see, after a few days with no sleep and no direction, you get desperate. Might be too big. If I could turn back time. Ooh. Uh-oh. I never would have stepped through that door. My footsteps felt too loud as I walked. The hallway smelled old and dusty, the carpet ugly and stained. My thumb kept brushing over the card in my pocket. 1408, just like the card said. That's the room I've been trying to track down. After a tour of what felt like the world's most depressing maze, I finally spotted the door. The little brass number on it looked shiny and new. It didn't fit with the rest of the dingy hallway. I stopped, my hand hovering in the air. I wasn't sure if I should knock. A part of me just wanted to turn around and leave. ... Right. I told myself I'd actually show up. As I got ready to knock, a memory popped into my head. Last night at the lounge, I revealed too much to someone who was practically a stranger. Oh no. Eden, your first mistake. We can get Chibi if I win this coin flip. Hey, QQ, can you do a coin flip? So, heads is we win, tails is we lose. Okay. I don't feel like this fits the vibe. Well, I mean, you know what? That means I can be extra small. Even smaller. Yes, actually, this works. This works? This... Yes. Okay. Contrast potential horrible things. Bruh. Okay. Seems like the ice in my glass had succumbed to the warmth. Looks just like my life. My name's Eden, a psychology major. Voted as most likely to succeed. Oh no, bro. But that was years ago. When I had direction in my life. Now, I'm barely surviving on cheap coffee and no sleep. I changed 3 jobs in just 12 months. Every fresh start only left me more tangled in doubt. And yeah, I ended up even more lost. I don't even recognize who I am anymore. Chimes. The door opened, but at first I hardly registered it. The vibe suddenly seemed to shift, as if someone flipped a switch. I couldn't help but look. Oh wow, this is a very fancy place. The place caught me more off guard than the guy. A man walked in with the sort of effortless confidence that drew everyone's eyes to him. He smiled at the bartender, waved at someone like they were old friends. So he's that kind of guy, huh? He looked so put together, assertive and relaxed. And his shirt, that probably cost more than my rent, yet he wore it so casually. Everything about him was the opposite of me. He paused at the entrance, scanning the lounge like he was deciding where to sit. I should have looked away, but I didn't. And then he saw me, eyes widening as they locked onto mine. Oh, what? Wait, are there voices? He smiled. That got me holding my breath. I forced a polite smile despite my racing heart. There was something oddly familiar about him, but I couldn't figure it out. I heard footsteps approaching me slowly. Why is he standing right here? What should I say? Hey? Hey there? You didn't cross. He didn't cross. No way. Is that really you? Huh? My confusion must have shown on my face because he chuckled. Don't like that laugh. It's me, Ryohei Damien. Sorry. You might not remember me. Why is your last name not... Never mind. We had that psychology elective together, remember?
Oh.
Oh. It's you. Well, they didn't list voice actors. I don't know. That hit me. Ryohei. The Ryohei Damien. We were in the same department back in college. He was popular. He was effortlessly charming. The kind of guy who made everyone feel seen, even when he probably didn't know half of their names. I never expected to be on his radar. We shared a few lectures, maybe a group project once, but I was always the quiet one. I was the guy people tend to forget. But I remembered him. God damn, I think I remembered him more than I should. People wouldn't shut up about him. I've always been envious of him, even now. And yet, here he is, sitting across from me in this nearby empty lounge. Oh, in this nearly empty lounge, grinning like we were old buddies. Even did it without asking, like it was the most natural thing. Of course I remember you. You were basically famous, Ryohei. It made him laugh. He didn't even try to deny it. You can just call me Ryo. I'm really glad we ran into each other again. Well, Eden, your name really does you justice. Looking splendid as always. I couldn't help but smile back. I'm not sure if I'm most amused by his outlandish teasing, or by the fact that he remembered my name. I don't think lounging at a jazz club after an exhausting day is much of a splendid look, but thanks. You look like life's been treating you well. I'll leave out the as always. Sorry, I'm gonna do it every time. He laughs, but his eyes narrow in. I did notice you're tired, though. I don't mean to offend. No, it's fine. I know I'm living dead. I laugh, trying to brush it off. Insomnia, that's all. I get used to it. ... What a shame. And for the first time in what felt like forever, I didn't feel like a complete failure. We caught up and talked for a while. Something about his presence felt almost too welcoming. Made it easy for me to open up. It felt safe, or at least I convinced myself it was. After all, he was an old acquaintance, wasn't he? So, like an idiot, I spilled everything. He listened intently, and oh my god. Wait. You know, that's fair. To celebrate Eden's lack of judgment. I'll get therapist QQ into the other thing really quick. Where is it? Oh, here. I think that should work. Dog, look at my therapist. I'm gonna die. There we go. Hooray! He was an old acquaintance, wasn't he? So, like an idiot, I spilled everything. He listened intently. What a coincidence. He chuckles at the last word. Actually, I specialize in sleep therapy, as well as in cognitive consultations. Maybe I'm not that strange for feeling like I'm meant to be here with him tonight. I'm meant to be here with him tonight. Maybe he feels it too. Would you pay me a visit? What? I want to see you. I mustered a smile, hoping he didn't notice my bewilderment. It'd be a private consultation. I've had my studio set up. It's okay. I've already visited doctors. I figured, but maybe I can do something about it. And if I can't, well, it's no wasted money. I'm offering it for free. Oh. It'll probably be in vain, but deciding now that he seems so... But declining now that he... Oh my god, reading! It'll probably be in vain, but declining now that he seems so willing to help would make an even more pitiful sight. Before I could react, he produced a card between his fingers, like it had been waiting there all along. Come to my studio whenever you're ready. No pressure. The word studio echoed in my head longer than it should have. And for some reason, I actually came. This was probably a bad idea. We hardly even know each other. Oh boy. Knock, turn around. Bye, guys. I decided to skip the consultation. I just didn't feel comfortable. But my insomnia worsened over time, leading me to withdraw from society. I heard Ryohei's consultancy has been growing, and he's now dealing with a large number of patients. Oh. Perhaps I should have reached out to him after all? Like how the saying goes, nothing ventured, nothing gained. Okay. Great, I love it. We have that option. Okay, knock. I finally knocked on the door. The door opened right away, as if he had been standing there the whole time waiting for me.
Hey.
Aiden. Or Eden, sorry, I actually don't know how to say your name. He had a warm, practiced smile and said my name like he knew I would come. I had a feeling you'd arrive. Please, come in. I hesitated, but my feet started moving before I could even think about it. The smell was different inside. The scent of lemon oil and faint herbs filled the air. It felt a bit phony, like he was trying too hard to make it smell naturally relaxing. The studio was quite simple. Just a couch for me and a single fancy chair for him. My gaze drifted past a collection of arranged objects as Ryohei led me inside the studio. Soft jazz music played in the background. Please, have a seat. Make yourself at home. I sat on the couch. It was actually pretty cozy. Comfortable? I nodded. He sat on his big chair and watched me. So, Eden Cross, you know why you're here, is that right? He got straight to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess so? So, tell me, what's on your mind? What brings you here tonight? My mouth went dry as I finally said the line I practiced. Last night, you mentioned you could help. You said you help people with sleep issues. I told him how I couldn't sleep and how I felt like I didn't know who I was when the lights went off. He listened without rushing. No interruption and no pity. Just that steady, practiced attention. Alright then, starting with some questions. Do you have more trouble falling asleep or staying asleep? Both equally, I suppose? How many times a week do you suffer from this? I can't really remember. Maybe 5? He purses his lips.
Okay.
Okay. Are you taking any medications? None. I see. He pauses, weighing his words before going on. His expression turns serious, as if he knows something that I don't. Insomnia and identity crisis. It's a reasonable set to bring them together. Sleep and sense of self are closer than most people think. You're not sleeping because your mind refuses to let you be vulnerable. And that's why your mind won't shut down. That hit closer to home than I expected. A smile crept back onto his face. Before we go any deeper, I have a simple personality test to help me understand the shape of this weight you're carrying. It requires a bit of trust, I know, but it would help me understand. I really think you should take it. Do you want to take the personality test? Sure. Okay, Rio, let's do it. Good. And don't worry, it's simple and non-evasive. Just answer honestly. Alright, rules are simple. Pick whatever feels most like you. Don't overthink it, just go with your gut. First question. When you can't sleep, what do you usually do? Analyze random deep thoughts, replay past cringe interactions in my head, get up to be productive even if it's 2 a.m., grab a snack or adjust my bed. When you see this penguin, how does it make you feel? I'm like, where's the... You know, I don't do any of these. Where's the option to rot your brain on YouTube until you pass out from exhaustion? Okay, if I really can't sleep. I feel like get up to be productive even if it's 2 a.m. Gotcha. Insomnia sounds exhausting. That must be rough. Moving on. How do you usually recharge after a long, stressful day? Read a book, journal, or cope with my feelings for a bit. Do something active or take decisive action to reset my energy. Shower, change into comfy clothes, and chill in a cozy spot. Shower. I see. How do you usually tell when someone's lying to you? When their story makes zero sense, I don't know, I just feel it. If they hesitate or act unsure of themselves, their body gives away like gestures, postures, food. Where's the option for I can't? I don't know, I just feel it. Interesting. Okay, next one. Wait, people are lying to me? What motivates you the most? Figuring things out or understanding the world. Living in a way that feels authentic to me. Proving I can do or achieve something and feeling comfortable, safe, or in control physically. What motivates you the most? Motivates me? I can do stuff. Noted. Alright, Time for a little roleplay. Imagine the following scenario. You're on a forest path and it splits 3 ways. What do you do? Look for clues to pick the smartest path. Reflect and go with the path that feels right to me. Pick one fast and move. No hesitation. Test each path physically to see which is more safe and comfortable. Coin flip. Nice, that's an interesting take. You hear a weird noise upstairs in an empty house. What's the first thing you do? Upstairs in an empty house, peek around, figure out what's going on, pause and notice how it makes you feel, run upstairs like a boss, grab something nearby just to feel safer. Where's the option to leave? How to leave the house? If I'm in an empty house and there's a weird noise upstairs, I'll leave the house. Is it my house? No? Okay, I'm going. Peek around, figure it, pause. I feel like I wouldn't do anything and therefore it's just this one. I see. Okay. Let's proceed. A strange creature suddenly appears and stares at you. How do you react? Suddenly appears and stares at you. I think I chose the wrong choice. Colon and parenthesis. Hey, hey. What's wrong? Did something catch you off guard? Well, would your reaction align with the choice you made earlier? Let's continue. No need to dwell on it. It sucks because I kind of knew it was coming because he asked that question. Okay, roleplay's over. Let's get back to the test. Which compliment do you like the most? You're so sharp and smart, you're so authentic and honest, why did I put so and everything? You're so sharp and smart, you're authentic and honest, brave and bold, you seem steady and chill. Do I like the most? I don't know. Authentic and honest. We're nearing the end. Which word resonates with you the most? Luminous, pulse, flame, balance. What? Well, I like being alive. One final question. Which word resonates with you the most? What, didn't we just ask this? Logic, ethics, volition, physics. Ethics. Congratulations, you've completed the test. I'll go over your results now. It seems like you're ethics first. Thanks. You feel people deeply. Thanks. You can walk into a room and pick up on what others are holding back. The hurt, the hope, the need. That sensitivity makes people feel seen in ways they rarely do. Being around you feels safe because you don't just notice, you care. But it's heavy sometimes, isn't it? Being that open can be heavy. You worry you're too much sometimes, or that people won't handle the depth of what you feel. Thank you for that. I learned a lot about you today. I've actually wanted to be closer to you since college, and it means a lot to finally be here with you now. Shall we move on? Remember, this is all just for fun. Don't take the results too seriously. His tone stayed gentle, though there was a weight behind it. Okay. Thank you. You've given me quite a clear impression. Yeah. What the hell was that? Oh, perfect. Now I'm hallucinating in the middle of this therapy. Should I just chalk it up to sleep deprivation and call it a day? What should I do? You're like, what the fuck? Yes. Did you happen to see that? See what? Never mind. An awkward silence settled between us. His eyes flicked up to mine. What you've shown me earlier tells me enough. More than enough. Your sleepless nights. He paused. His gaze was piercing, studying me like I was some kind of specimen. Your insomnia isn't a mistake. It's a pattern. Your mind is stuck on a loop. Regular therapy won't work for you. What your mind needs is a key to redistribute the weight. What I want to propose isn't therapy at all. Think of it more as a sort of guided ritual. Ritual? Okay, that's an interesting choice of word. I'll give you small specific tasks to complete. They'll require precision and focus. The goal is to give the burden a new place to rest so that your mind can finally find peace. It's an unconventional path and it requires absolute trust, not just in me, but in yourself. He was quiet for a moment and then stared at me. I can't force you to do it. This only works if you choose it. You can leave now, but that means going back to your restless routine. Or you can agree to session 2. That's where we'll really begin. That's where we really begin. That felt like a challenge. So, Eden, what do you think? Proceed with session 2. Sure. I already quit once, so I'm assuming it's the same-ish ending. Good. Hirohi's smile deepened, as if the answer had been inevitable. Hold on a sec. He stood and began rummaging through the shelves, his movements smooth and deliberate. Suddenly, the air went still, lingering thick with every breath. The faint, pleasant scent of lemon oil and herbs felt even more synthetic, like cheap air freshener. When he returned, he was holding a small, ornate box. Then let's begin session 2. His voice was lower now, a smooth, deep sound that silenced the room. The feeling of being in a safe place was starting to fade. What if this is an unsafe place? He moved to the table and sat directly across from me. A subtle shift that made him the focal point of the entire room. Before we begin the exercise, I want to ask you something, Eden. What is your opinion on devotion? Devotion? To what? The question was so left field that I could only blink. To anything. Whether it's a person, an idea, a god. I hesitated. It felt like a trick question. My opinion on devotion is... Sounds bad. Depends on what you're devoted to. Blind devotion can be dangerous. Oh. I see. You're careful. That's understandable. He filed that away, his expression unreadable. He paused, his expression shifting into something that looked unnervingly like a confession. I used to know people who were part of a group. They were devoted to a singular idea. They believed that to truly change, to become more than what they were, they had to give up a part of themselves. Huh? My skepticism must have been obvious. This had nothing to do with insomnia. This was about something else entirely. They thought of it as reaching a new level. To an outsider, their methods might have seemed extreme, maybe even cruel. He continued, his eyes searching mine, gauging my reaction. But that's what they believed. They believed that true enlightenment required total devotion, and that you couldn't become whole until a part of you was given away. Okay. I couldn't make sense of what he was saying. Everything he said sounded like cult nonsense. And he seemed completely convinced himself. Uh-huh. My apologies. I didn't mean to bring that up. He waved a hand dismissively. the philosophical conversation ending as abruptly as it began. Now, let's move on. He opened the velvet-lined box. Inside, nestled in black satin, were 7 unlit candles of varying heights. Let's play a game, Eden. This is a focusing exercise. He lit the candles and set them on the table in a chaotic line. The objective is simple. Arrange these candles from shortest to tallest and left to right.
Oh. Oh.
That sounds easy. Without thinking, I reached for the nearest one. His hand shot out, not touching mine, but hovering just above it.
No.
No. There are rules. His tone was now flat, sharp, and cold. Discipline is paramount. You have exactly 4 moves. A move is the swapping of 2 candles. Exceed 4, and the pattern is irrevocably broken. Do you understand? No, I don't know. Let's play a tutorial with 4 candles and 3 moves. Remember that you'll need to drag and drop the candles to move them. Oh, okay. So, from left to right. Yes.
Nice.
Good job. You beat the tutorial. Are the rules of candle game clear? Okay, yeah. It's nice that they have a tutorial, actually. I feel much more confident now. I nodded, my mouth suddenly dry. I looked at the candles. Okay, alright. Haha. I see a solution. You need to shut your mouth. I'm a genius. Yes!
Nice.
Great job. I believe you're ready for the next challenge. There's more? Do you think you can sort 7 candles with 4 moves? Am I up to the... Where's my answer? Why can't I not say no? Yes. So, shut up! Let's do it. Good luck. Watch it be like, this was actually impossible the entire time. And you're actually a dumbass for thinking that you could make it. Um... Can I do this? What if it's just impossible? I feel like everything needs more moves. I roll back. Oh, I can roll back. I can undo my actions. Fuck, 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 fuck. It don't work though. But what if it don't work though? What if it's wrong? And I'm just being played this whole time. Um... Yeah, no. Is this possible? Wait. No. No. Oh no.
No.
Stop. My hand froze in midair. You're out of moves. The pattern is now lost, and you're a fucking dumbass. Although there was no anger in his voice, there was a flat disappointment that scrapped against my nerves. Before I could apologize, he reached over. His hands moved in a blur of graceful, precise swaps. The candle snapped into a perfect ascending line. The sheer ease of it was a quite brutal humiliation. Okay. Do not be discouraged. Load save. I'm not about to be bested by some... I'm not about to be called out for a skill issue. Excuse me. Not gonna lie, I forgot how I do this one. That's not it. It's like you're progressing backwards. Oh, wait, hang on. That's supposed to be... It's like evolving backwards. I think you were close. Oh wait, no, this is this... Wait, was this the 7 candle one? This is a 7 candle one, right? Okay, yeah. Alright, so this is the one that I was stuck on. It's not the one. I was like, suddenly I can't do shit. Devolving. Let me use the funny term, please. Okay. I can do this. I can do this. Just believe. Come on, she. So tall. Um Yeah, no. I'm just gonna start doing things by trial and error. I'm just gonna move things around. Oh! Wait, no, I didn't get it. No, that doesn't work. Damn! The fuck? I'm gonna cry! Okay. I like how I'm like, damn, that didn't work. Let me try the same thing again. Maybe things will change. The fuck? Okay, I feel like this is one of those, like, never mind. I'm not even gonna attempt to explain what is going on in my head. I was like, what if I have to like move the candles? Because usually it's like, oh, I'll swap two candles, and then at least one candle will be in in the right spot after the swap. But it feels like one of those mind trick puzzle games where it's like you're actually supposed to do what is not intuitive, which is moving two candles to a wrong spot in order to move other candles simultaneously into two right spots or something. If that makes sense, like, but my brain isn't smart enough to figure out how to do that. Like, it's not working for me. It's not working out for me. Let's swap these two just for Hicks. Thinking, just trying to figure out just. It's just not doable. But he could do it. He could do it in the end, and it was just fine. there's gotta be a way. Rearrange. By swapping. Fuck, all that comes up is nerd coding stuff. No. Is it possible? What if it is just impossible and I'm just dying? Okay. I do this first. I'm always one off. What is happening? What is going on? It's gonna be like, actually, you know, 4 moves is a minimum when you have 6 candles, but when it's 7 candles, the minimum is 5 moves, and he just didn't tell you that, and therefore it's actually impossible. About to write the algorithm myself. The nerd coding algorithms that come up when I did the Google search. So I accidentally rolled back. I believe. Come on, she. Use your brain. Why do you even have one if you can't do this? Smallest to biggest, left to right. Could it be backwards? I think it does have to be smallest to biggest, left to right. Here, I can try loading like the practice round, right? So if I did it the opposite way, the practice round. Yeah, see, it doesn't say that I'm done. It has to be the other way around. See? Oh yeah, that's not it. It's here. So, I'm guessing this is also... I gotta do it that way. Yeah. Then again, can you even arrange it that way? Just do it dumb. Oh, you can! Oh no.
No.
Stop. Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry. You go, girl. Eddie. Eddie, I need help. Okay. Okay. Oh. Right. Oh. Wait. Oh, hold on. Wait, no. Yes. Wait. Actually, does that help? This middle one, I believe, is in the right spot already. So I shouldn't touch that and waste a move there. Wait, suddenly... Hold on, is this the right one? Did I? Did I? Wait. I did it. Did the candles change? No, that was 7, right? That was 7. Did I suddenly just lock in and understand? No way! I looked away for a second and then my brain was like, update complete. What? I guess. Damn, alright. Oh wait, let me do. Okay, I did it! Yay! A perfect ascending line, all in less than 4 moves. Yohei was smiling. I'm so proud of myself. It wasn't his usual practice smile. It's a little unnerving, but that's okay. This was wide, genuine, and utterly terrifying.
Nice.
Other she locked him. He whispered a word, savoring it like fine wine. I like you. You're sharp. You act without hesitation and you're decisive. I mean, I guess I have a little hesitation. That's exactly why I need you. Yo? What do you mean? Did it again. Even though I knew it should... Yeah. That is all for now. You've demonstrated remarkable potential. The Eddie motivation. You should prepare yourself for our next session. Okay. My hallucinations were getting worse, and being in this room wasn't helping. Is it this all in my head, or...? You did very well, Eden. I assume you're ready for what's next. Pass or fail, it seemed that I was being dragged into the next session regardless. I just nodded, too tired to argue.
Fine.
Fine, what's next? I have a simple question. Tell me, Eden, are you easily frightened? Yes. The question was unsettling. He leaned forward slightly with his eyes fixed on me. Am I easily frightened? Yeah, I guess so. More than I like to admit.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Claps hands together. I'm here at the jump scare. He fell silent, letting the tension build. His gaze drifted to a dark corner of the room behind me. Don't look now, but I think someone is watching us. My body ran cold. Against my better judgment, my eyes darted to the corner. There was nothing there. Ryohei chuckled, a low, unnerving sound. Relax, I'm just testing your focus. Were you expecting something? Well, you said so. It's time for me to leave. You live here. Oh. Sometimes I wonder what's wrong with this guy. Then he pointed to a small potted herb on his desk. It was the only living thing in the room. We were not living things. Let's try a different approach. What do you see here? I see comfrey. I recognized the broad, hairy leaves instantly. Oh, that's a comfrey. For the first time since I arrived, my expression softened. Seeing something familiar from my childhood stirred up feelings I thought I long buried. My grandma used to call it by its old name, Knitbone. Oh my god, credits! Ryohei seemed surprised by my sudden shift in mood, though he masked it with a smile. Knitbone. An interesting name. She said it could heal broken bones. But some breaks aren't in the bone, are they, Eden? I stayed quiet, letting his words settle in the air between us. Well... Some breaks are deeper, and no herb can fix them. The irony is, in the past, people thought comfrey, or knitbone, was safe to use in any way, inside and out. But studies have shown that ingesting it can be toxic. He was talking about the plant, but his eyes told me he meant something else. His expression soured, his voice taking on a bitter, sharp edge. Listen, Eden. There are people obsessed with cures like that. He looked past me, his eyes unfocused, lost in a memory. Just like you, they were also searching for ways to heal themselves, mentally or physically. When they're desperate enough, they can find a community that promises something more than just a fix. Their philosophy was simple, at least on the surface. To become enlightened, you had to give something away. They called it an offering to some cosmic entity. He let out he let out a short, harsh laugh that held no mirth. But offering was just a pretty word for ritualized murder. Why? They had this twisted logic. They believed pain was a currency, that you could only heal your own wound by taking on another's life. Why is he telling me this? His voice cracked, the mask of the calm therapist completely gone, replaced by a raw, burning anger. They would make you believe that ending someone's life wasn't wrong. It was kindness. They said you weren't a killer. You were an angel, taking their pain away so they could finally rest. And their death, that was supposed to be your reward, your new weight to carry. It was all a lie to control you, a lie to break you down and own the pieces. The therapist I came to see was gone. In his place was just a man, terrified of his own hands. Every word he spoke was coming at me too fast. I couldn't process it all. He stood abruptly, his chair scrapping back. The outburst was so sudden, so violent, that it made me flinch. But I saw it for what it was. I ended that bullshit, so I took on the burden for myself. He stared at his own trembling hands, a flicker of something desperation in his eyes. It's supposed to be over, but it doesn't just disappear. He stood there, breathing heavily, hands molded into fists so tight his knuckles turned bone white. I started to realize he was talking about his past. Wait, was he in a cult? This guy wasn't just troubled, he was haunted. And for a second, I forgot to be scared and just felt a weird pang of pity. Ryohei, are you okay? Yo, are you okay? He sank back into his chair, visibly forcing himself to be calm. I apologize. That was unprofessional. Anyway, all of that was just an attempt to open your mind. Looks like it's ready, so let's use it. What is? He opened a drawer and started rummaging it. I just stood there, frozen. How did his move shift so quickly? Suddenly his words from our first session about a guided ritual took on a much darker meaning. Cold dread washed over me. What if this isn't therapy? He's not even trying to fix my insomnia. Instead, he's trying to do something else, with me as his test subject.
Oh.
I found it. He then took out a pendulum, a pointed crystal on a silver chain. It looked less like a therapist's tool and more like a ritual object. He stepped closer to me. Doubt wrapped around my mind like chains, choking me with every thought. What is he gonna do to me? Ryohei edged closer behind me, the heat of his body pressing it against mine. Panic surged and I realized I was trapped. My hands shook violently, my pulse racing, and a deep, primal fear screamed at me to turn back. But even knowing that, I couldn't make myself move away. As he moved closer to my ear, his composure slipped for a fraction of a second. It's okay, Eden. I know your name. Then his eyes cleared and he smiled at me, his focus absolute. This will help quiet the noise in your head. Just watch the crystal and listen to my voice. Can you do that for me? Listen to his instructions? Sure. I can do that. Good. Breathe in. And out. Match my breathing.
Nice.
Great. Let's go faster. Why are we breathing faster? My breathing faltered. The steady pattern I relied on slipped away. Found myself breathing in sync with him. It felt strangely intimate, as if we were sharing the same air. Now, watch. The world vanished in an instant. Everything else disappeared, leaving only the pendulum swinging before my eyes. You're so tired, Eden. It's time to let go. Let me hold the weight for you. His voice was a promise of rest, and I wanted it more than anything. Breathe in, Eden. Deeper now. Down into the quiet. The walls are gone. There's only the path. Follow it. My vision went dark. I was falling, not through air, but through myself. And then I saw it. Am I hallucinating again? A presence, huge, cold, and utterly indifferent. Felt like a web of black veins pulsing slowly in the darkness behind my eyes. Nice breathe, your timing. The lag, the pressure grew, the thick air pressing against my ribcage and stealing my breath. The sensation was too much. A scream built in my chest, and my eyes flew open. I was back in the studio, gasping, my heart thrashing against my ribs. Ryohei was staring at me. His face was pale, his eyes wide with a horrifying mixture of fear and excitement. You saw it, didn't you? His words barely registered. All I could think of was the image burned into my mind. The feeling of that thing. I was wrong. All of this was wrong. Adrenaline surged through me, overpowering my exhaustion. I scrambled to my feet, my seat kicking back onto the floor. I stood up, my legs unsteady. My mind was a chaotic mess of pulsating veins and the echoes of his frantic whispers. All I wanted at that moment was to get out of this room, away from his suffocating presence. I turned toward the door, my hand reaching for the handle. I have to get out, now. I'm leaving. My voice was shaky but firm. I took a step forward toward the door. Panic flashed across Ryohei's face. He dropped the pendulum, the crystal clattering against the table.
Hey.
No, wait. I shouldn't have. He looked genuinely terrified, as if he'd revealed a secret he could never take back. But his panic lasted only a moment. As I reached for the door, his expression hardened into something desperate and resolute. He moved faster than I thought possible, blocking my path.
No.
Wait. His voice cut sharp, cutting through my daze. He grabbed my arm, his grip surprisingly strong, almost bruising. I turned back. The calm facade was gone, shattered completely. In its place was raw, unfiltered desperation. You can't leave. Not now. You saw it too. Don't you understand what that means? That thing. He pulled me back from the door, his eyes wide and wild. He wasn't asking, he was pleading with me. He guided me back to the couch and pushed me down gently, a strange, reverent care in his otherwise forceful actions.
Hey.
Hey! What the hell, Ryo? He ignored my question. He moved to the table and, with a click, lit a match and then lit the candles. Uh-oh. As the flames grew, the room transformed. It was no longer a studio. It was an altar. And I was the offering. He sat down across from me again, the firelight carving deep shadows into his face. He looked older, burdened by a weight beyond my comprehension. What you saw, it's not just a thing. It has a name, a purpose. It's my debt, passed down through generations in my family, all under the guise of enlightenment. My uncle, Callister, he was the leader. He called their belief system transcendology. The way he said the word was thick with disgust. He groomed me, not as a nephew, but as a successor. He saw the entity as an honor, a sacred burden. He taught that our bodies were temporary vessels, needing purification through bloodletting to achieve a higher existence. He made it sound so beautiful, the art of ritual. But I saw what it really was, a regime for offerings. He wasn't enlightening people, he was grooming them for slaughter in order to keep the entity fed. I couldn't let him pass it on. I couldn't let him choose another victim. So, I took it from him. The silence in the room was deafening, broken only by the crackle of the candle wicks. What do you mean? I killed him, Eden. I killed him! Plunged his own ritual knife into his chest. I thought if the leader was gone, the curse would die with him. But I was wrong. It didn't die. It just transferred. It latched onto me.
Feed me your blood.
What the fuck? It's like ASMR, but in a bad way. Now I carry it. I hear its whispers. I feel its hunger. He buried his face in his hands, his shoulders trembling. This was it. The full, horrifying truth. The core of his madness. He looked up. His eyes were glistening with unshed tears. But beneath the pain, there was something else. A chilling, obsessive focus. And it was directed at me. And that's why I needed you, Eden. I've been watching you. Even back in college. What? You were always so quiet, so self-contained. While everyone else was so loud, so desperate to be seen, you were just there. You were whole. You were solid. I was falling apart piece by piece. You were a fortress. I envied you for it. I hated you for it. and admired you more than anyone else. I knew you were the one, strong enough to bear the weight, quiet enough for it to rest. He leaned forward, his voice dropping to an intimate, almost tender whisper. I see. The codependent plea of a man drowning. I was lucky to meet you again. I knew you were the only one worthy of this gift. The only one strong enough to see the truth. He slid off his chair and knelt on the floor in front of me. This wasn't a plea for help. This was the final step of his plan. He pulled a knife from his pocket. The handle had some vein carvings I saw had the same vein-like carvings I saw in my vision. He held it out to me on his open palms, like it was a key. My breath caught in my throat. My heart was pounding so hard I could feel it in my ears. This is insane. Completely insane. But looking at him kneeling there, offering me this purpose, another thought crept in. A horrible, tempting thought. He's not asking me to die. He's asking me to bleed for him, to become something else, to trade my blood for one filled with this terrible, powerful thing. What if he's not crazy? What if this is the cure for the nothingness I feel every day? This gift is meant to be passed on. You saw it. It saw you. It has chosen you to be my equal. Your trouble sleeping, feeling lost. It's not a sickness. It's just an opening, a crack to let the light in. I'm here to open the door all the way. Please, Eden. His voice was a low, convincing whisper, promising a strange and terrible secret. He was asking me to join him in his reality. Stop. Will you accept this honor? Will you complete the ritual and become the new vessel? Will you sacrifice your blood for me? The question hung in the air, suspended between the flames of the 7 candles. My heart hammered against my ribs. This was the final ritual, the final choice. What is my choice? Yeah, sure thing, bud. What? I peered down at the knife in his hand, presented to me like a trophy. Like it's something to be revered. Like I was something to be revered, as long as I took that knife from him. Ryohei, what the hell are you doing? Get up. But Ryohei doesn't move. The knife lays in his palms, glinting in the simmering candlelight. Slowly, I reach out, unable to stop my hand from shaking as our skin brushes against each other, the handle making its way inside my loose grip. I turn the knife upside down, my heavy heart sinking into my stomach. No. This isn't right. Ryohei isn't in the right mind, and neither am I. This is messed up. I can't... What? Huh? He's still kneeling, but his glare had shot up toward me, oozing such volumes of disgust that it made me take a step back. How could someone on his knees be so full of authority still? What did you just say? He sounded otherworldly, less a voice, more an entity. The words twisted my throat. Panic seized me, fear freezing my blood, and for a split second, I almost shifted the blade toward the flesh of my palm, ready to slice. But I snap out of it. I hold the knife away from my body, putting it back into Ryohei's outstretched hands. No, I won't. No. I won't do it, Ryohei. Silence fills the room. His expression is unexplainable, an amalgamation of surprise, horror, and fury. Piping hot fury, which traveled from his pinpoint pupils down to the goosebumps on the back of his hands. Then he moved. Faster than I could have stopped him. Before I knew it, his hands was gripped around my neck, the other pushing the knife against my hands. Take it. Take it! The room trembled beneath his cries. Oh! Uh-oh. I gasped, clawing to release myself from his grip before driving a knee into his stomach. He's caught off guard quick enough to drop me, but the knife was still in his hands. As I tried to step sidewards, he lurched me back by my wrist, gripping tight enough to snap bone. Eden! An overwhelming will to survive took over me, and I shoved with all my might against his towering figure. He barreled backwards into the table, knocking chairs and vases over as he fell with a loud thud. For a minute, all that occupied the room was the sound of both of our labored breathing, each breath feeling like my last. And then I saw the pool of red. It started from the right side of his chest, crawling forth from the fabric of his gray shirt. The handle of the ritual knife sunk deep inside him, serving as the stem for the scarlet flower blooming from his flesh. His dazed eyes trailed down his chest, hands lifting slowly to hover above the unfamiliar scene. He gurgled, a grin spreading across his perfect mouth. Ryohei! As if on instinct, I slid to the floor to hold his body up. His head tilted limply against my own hammering heartbeat as his own heart started to crawl to a stop. No, I didn't mean to. I didn't. Shh. Around us, the candles fell into a dim glow until a cold chill snuffed their lights completely. I looked up to see the veins of black and red chunks start to pour thinly from the walls, slithering like snakes toward the floor and toward me. I reeled back, holding Ryohei closer as I tried to pull him away from the vines, as if it could stop the blood pooling from his chest. Eden. When I looked down at him, tears were already building in his ash-colored eyes. This is good. I failed to keep my voice from cracking, my own tears climbing up my throat. Nothing about this is good. You carry it now, the vessel. His hand rose up to press against my hammering heart. It's yours now. It's you. It's part of you. Ryohei. But I didn't want it to end this way. Ryohei choked out, and in the bleary reflection of his tears, I saw the person he had always been behind all the facades and perfect grins, all the popularity and the wonder. I saw a small, frightened little boy. I don't want to die, Eden. You're not going to die, Ryo. I'll call the ambulance and... Carry it, Eden. His eyes flickered like a troubled candle. You were the one. And then Ryohei Damien drew his last breath. Without his presence, the chill in the room hiked up to a horrible cold. I held his lifeless body against my own, only realizing the weight of his words when it had been too late. The vessel. The veins have traveled up my legs, coiling around my skin in their grasp, urging the beginning of our symbiotic relationship. I feel everything and nothing at once. Not even the veins burying themselves into my pores, hijacking the red lines of my eyes, the valves of my heart that no longer belongs to just me. And then I draw a frozen breath. I am the vessel now. Awesome! Nah. Sacrifice? The sheer ridiculousness of it all was enough to make me die laughing. What the hell? Does he actually think I'm buying all this crap? This elaborate prank? He sure did give me a couple times there, especially with the hypnosis part. But it's time for him to drop the act. I wasn't going to be swayed by all this cult talk any longer. Even this was too much. I looked down at the knife in his palms with a twitch in my eye, then back down to the crown of his head, bowed before me as he offered the weapon. Did he really have to go this far?
No.
No. The silence that followed was almost laughable. No. Ryohei stayed unmoving.
No.
No. I managed to choke out a laugh. What the hell, Ryo? What are you even talking about? This is crazy and you know it. What is? His voice had gone cold. Like, for some reason, I felt myself sweating, my heart rattling faster. Do you even know what you're asking? You're asking me to offer my blood for you. What's wrong with that? I looked at him in horror. Everything, Ryohei! Everything! That's not what... Was he mentally unwell? Wait, did he actually believe that by offering him my blood, he'd be free from this cult curse or whatever he said? Hey, do you actually believe in all this crap? This crap you keep telling me, the cult, the curse, everything. Do you actually think it's real? A pause fills the room, then Ryohei speaks. You don't. On impulse, I bark out a short ha.
Ha.
Ha! A sound of ridicule, of mockery, of belittlement, of superiority. Oh, Ryohei, how far have you fallen? Resorting to these sorts of trickery, and for what? I may not be in the best spot right now, but at least my mind's still intact. But Ryohei, he's genuinely lost it. He isn't the person I admired back in college. He's downgraded into this shell of insanity. I don't think I can save him. I don't think anyone can. Not even a blood sacrifice. Hey. Ryohei. I said in the gentlest voice I could manage. I'm sorry. I'm not doing this. Get up from the ground, please. Let's talk this out. My response drew nothing from Ryohei. He stayed still like a pretty porcelain doll, as if forever carved in his pose of grievance. Then I heard a small murmur.
Feed me your blood.
Jesus Christ.
If you won't carry it, you'll feed it.
What? I blinked, and suddenly we were face to face, me staring up at his ashy pupils as he towered over me. Oh no, not again. Our bodies were uncomfortably close. My heart raced, wondering how he had managed to get up and seize me in just a blink of an eye. The confusion muddled my brain, the adrenaline pumping through my veins so fast that I hadn't even noticed that Ryohei's fist was hovering over my chest. Gripping the knife's handle that was plunged in my heart, I looked down at it, dazed. What? It must be a fake knife, the one that retracts the more you push it in, but it doesn't look like it retracted. My sweater is pressed down where the knife's silver blade has pushed, and bits of red have started to bloom from the spot. Slowly, I started to feel the pain. In nausea and shock, I fell to my knees, unblinking. What? What? I cough, and I feel warm, sticky liquid come out of my throat, pooling out of my mouth like a murky tap. Did he actually stab me?
I'm sorry.
I hear Ryohei. Ambulance outside, I'm sorry. I hear Ryohei's voice from above, distant and echoing like he was speaking in an empty chapel, the sounds bouncing off the halls. I feel his hand press softly against the back of my hair, pressing the side of my face against his leg. His sick version of repentance, of confession. His warmth seeps into me as my life ebbs out.
I'm sorry, Eden.
He repeats my name, and he sounds human. A good sound to hear, for once. Humanity. Ryohei is human. Always has been. I just didn't want to see that. He had always been a god to me. So much that I refused to acknowledge that he ever struggled. That must have followed me until now. He bared his heart to me, but instead of seeing the real him for once, I took it as an opportunity to finally feel better than him. How pathetic of me. And now, I pay my price. As I go limp, I feel his hands catch me, setting me gently against the cold floor. Even in my death, he treats me kindly. I feel my blood seep into the ritual circle, as if the curse is hungrily licking up the offering I have provided.
I'm sorry, Eden.
He repeats it again and again, his hands over my corpse.
I truly didn't want to do this. I really thought you were different. Ever since we met back then in college, I thought you saw through my facade, that you knew the grief I was hiding, that you could understand me, that you could understand who I really was, that you could accept it. He choked out, pressing his forehead against my bleeding heart. But I was wrong. I can't trust anyone. I can't show anybody who I truly am. This is my burden to bear. Forever. I am the vessel. No one else. Yohei is left kneeling over my corpse, as shadowing veins crawl and dance throughout the room, rejoicing in Yohei's inevitable surrender. No one else can be. And so I think that's it. It is supposed to be a shorter one. It's only 7k words, 30 to 50 minutes, and they said there are 2 main endings and 1 mini ending. I wasn't sure if the main ending was like, what do you call it? Dependent on like the personality test stuff or like the candle stuff. So I made sure to try to do everything like normally, but it seems like no, it hinges on the final choice, which makes sense. 7k, that's not much. No, it's not. No, it's a short game. But yeah, wow. Yohei is worrying. How much was our candle puzzle? 30 to 50 minutes. It'd be 30 minutes normally, but the 20 minutes is there to compensate for the candle puzzle. Can I switch to not Chibi? He had Chibi for the thing. So we're moving away. I'm the streamer. I can decide anything. Okay. Can you block the word knit so it says bone again? Sure. Bone. So that was to bone. T-bone. T-bone steak. Oh my god, I love Ace Attorney. Well underway. Nah. Okay. So, yeah, Yohei. Jesus Christ. Yohei is like, while I was reading it, and like his explanation for why he was like, oh, Eden, you're the perfect guy to carry this burden. When like, in reality, Eden had like never talked to this guy. Like they've never talked, like other than basic acquaintance level of conversation. Like they weren't ever actually friends. Like it's very apparent from the way that Eden literally doesn't remember who he is when he sees him again at the beginning. So it's like, so Ryohei definitely like I don't know, like it's definitely, it's so much of it is in his head. Like he's like, Eden, you know, you're this perfect put together guy or whatever. Like that's how Ryohei saw him and was like, this is, what are you doing, Art? Stop! This is I'm sorry. This is, he's like, oh my god, Eden is so well put together. He's the guy who can like help carry my burden and whatever. And it's also interesting that it's like a sort of a parallel to how Eden what do you call it, sees Ryohei, because at the start it was at the start Eden described Ryohei, and even towards the end too reaffirmed it. It was like, oh yeah, he's like this super popular cool guy, you know, so well put together, unlike me, right? But clearly they both don't see each other for who they really are. Like in another universe this could have just been like slice of life BL, but because there's cultish activity involved and traumatizing backstories and unfit personalities, it can't. Popularity has a price. Yeah. I do feel kind of bad for the two of them. The fact that both endings is either Ryohei dies or Eden dies. It's like, well, I mean, I get it. It's cinematic. It's full circle, but also, man. Ah, man. Yeah. I think the honestly the candle mini game is really fun. I like logic puzzles. I like I like okay logic puzzles that are like reasonably doable. The moment it starts getting more complicated, it's like, all right, I'm tapping out. That's it. That's enough. The 7 candle thing, I feel like dude, I don't know what happened. I was struggling so bad. I tried like loading a different thing again, and then all of a sudden my brain just like clicked into place and everything was fine, and I just did it fine in less than 4 tries. You'll be able to do it again. Well, now that I know the trick, yeah. But it's like I don't know if it was like, it's definitely not randomized, because I don't know how it would work if it was randomized. I feel like it must have been in a specific order so that you would be able to do it in less than four moves. So when are you playing Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog? Bro. That's after October is over, sometime in the vacus empty time frame of that. I don't know. I do want to play it, don't get me wrong, but it's also like, what do I prioritize? Yeah, I'm surprised. It's a short game, but it's also got quite a lot of CG streams. Or CG streams. I read the comment and then it interfered with my thought in my head. CGs, not CG. Who the shut up, she. Okay. It has quite a lot of CGs. And so shut up. Right? Which made, like, especially the end as well as the beginning too, it felt more cinematic, kind of animatic-esque, if you will, which is cool. It's like they didn't need to put too much time or too much text to lore build and to world build, and instead focused on, like, you know, short but well put together story. Yeah. It's not gonna be in October, okay? October is reserved for Spooktober games. And actually, I don't know. There have been people were talking about, you know how last year I did a Hollow Stream Festival, which was like a VTuber streaming relay thing. But there was talks about doing it again this year, but like that Discord server is pretty dead, so you did. Yeah, yes. Yeah, just scroll back in the VODs, you'll find it. I put in the title. I put the title of the whatever is happening in the Twitch title properly, unlike some people who stream Spooktober games and don't put the title of the game in the title of the stream. Say there for that. I don't remember. I feel like you were. I can't say for sure. Because it was a week long, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, it's just me. I was like, I keep forgetting
I'm like, wow, I should check out if anyone's streaming Spooktober stuff, but no one is. That's cool. There was someone who was streaming earlier, but I'm pretty sure they're done streaming by now. Unless they're still streaming, which is insane. Oh my god, they're still streaming. They're doing personality quizzes. This is literally not like it went from Spooktober games to what do you call it? Just chatting. Raid time? No, because they're not streaming Spooktober anymore. It's unrelated. Imagine you raid just to shill dead stuff. No, that's so shitty. Don't do that. Okay. So, what time is it? 9:42. This is so early for me. You know you want to. I don't. Wait 15 minutes before chilling. Awful. Where is it? Tetris. Tetris. I turned the sound off.